get rid of people. And I discovered something called the shadow self. All right. The shadow self. And if you use this, I'm telling you, there's no way you could go back to being the person you struggle surpassing, right? So I had a few issues in a few key areas. Okay. This is what the issues were. I would have a problem posting about my successes and my accomplishments because I didn't want to come off as bragging. So now I changed my ideology and saying my accomplishments are inspiring to those it matters to. Because before I would sit back, never want to post myself, but I'm in this world where you have to be online. I mean, shit, I have 70,000 followers on the Instagram, then millions and millions of views online, but I would never really want to post on my stories. I would never really want to say like, yo, this is what we did. I would post like little small things, but nothing too dramatic. And I realized where that came from, right? I'm gonna tell you the other thing, and I'm gonna tell you how I kind of fixed it and managed that. The other thing was um not being able to just nip in the bud, cut someone off. I'm telling you. And as I've been talking to people, I'm like, yo, y'all just cut people off so easily. How do y'all do that? Somebody teach me. To everybody else saying, oh, block, I don't care what you think. But I would find myself having to plead with people who truly just don't like me, trying to get them to understand, like, yo, I'm here with you. Like, I'm not acting different. It's not what you think. Like, we're still cool. Like, I mess with you. I believe in you. And that helped me realize, like, yo, this thing called the shadow self, which is basically taking it's an ideology that the shadow you have, this old person is like kind of keeping you safe and keeping you in these old patterns. And once I learned that term, falling into your shadow self, and a lot of times people, that's how you end up in bad relationships. That's how you end up around people you don't like. That's how you end up suppressing yourself from achieving your highest goal because your shadow self. Now, let's go deeper, right? The shadow self thing. So I had to realize, oh, all right, Dre, where did it come from when you was scared to show your talents? When I was a kid, everyone would call me cocky. So I've always battled in my mind like, yo, Dre, don't say too much. They're gonna think you cocky, bro. Don't like don't be confident, overly confident around people who are insecure because they're gonna think you're cocky. And I realized I would continuously put myself in environments with people who were insecure to purposely not have a reason to thrive. And then once I started changing my environment and changing the conversation, I realized my confidence is someone else's arrogance. My everyday conversation is someone else's arrogance. And I realized I just can't be around those people. But my shadow self said, compromise. Nah, stay right here, bro. Don't do this. Don't brag about getting a contract. Don't brag about knowing these people now and locking in relationships. Don't tell nobody. Don't look at it as an achievement. Matter of fact, don't even do it because the people that you know are going to be uncomfortable around you now. And this is stuff I would think about. Like, damn, what is this person going to think? If I announce this partnership and we're on social media and this is where I get clients to generate income, but I don't want to talk about nothing, what are they going to think about me? And that's a lot of y'all. A lot of y'all, once you understand your shadow self, you're great. You have a lot of things that you're not secretly doing because of what happened to you before. And now you got this shadow on you, like, you don't want to relive that, bro. So once I realized, like, yo, bro, like, fuck it, let's relive all of those moments over and over and over and over and over again, but change the way we look at the outcome, right? So let's say you're a basketball player, and when you were in sixth grade, you were a top talent, but your dad said, yo, bro, you're never gonna make it, and you carry that with you your whole life. So every time you go to a basketball court, every time you think about joining some AAU team, every time you're thinking about, doing this or taking it to the next level, you're like, I ain't gonna make it anyway. I don't want to disappoint my pops. I don't want to go against what he told me, what I believe what the truth was. And for me, a lot of times the truth was everybody's gonna hate you. Don't become a target. And I'm like, yo, but bro, I live in a digital age where seeing is believing. And this is the world I'm in. So it's like, I gotta show up on this camera. I gotta do these type of things. So identifying with that shadow self, man, like, you know, embrace who you are, like the glow up. You have to, it's almost like a glow up. You gotta glow up a little bit, but show the world that. And I tell people now, bro, like, this certain stuff you could do. Like, if you're not an internet person, You don't have to post about your life. You don't have to show the people all the power moves that you're making because you're not an internet person. But me, guess what? I'm an internet person. So when I see, and what really hit it home for me about the shadow self was the idea that there are really people out there who are talking about, yo, don't do this, don't do that. And then on the other hand, you got other people saying, yo, bro, I'm so glad I saw this because it inspired me. Which side of the fence do you want to be on? I'll let you think about that for a second. Because the moment somebody tries to tell you, don't do something because it's not what they would do, well, that's your projection, bro. And then your shadow comes in and says, well, you don't want to disappoint that person, bro. So don't do it. But that's that shadow over you. So my affirmation for 2025 is kill your shadow. Now the shadow is good because it keeps you a little bit like on point. You know what I'm saying? And don't take this so literally. It's a it's a psychological metaphor. It's a psychological metaphor. And I'm pretty sure your shadow had tried to compromise you from being great plenty of times. And so my biggest thing was like making moves and telling everybody because I'm a we could all do this kind of person. But imagine when I got this shadow on me, like, don't tell nobody. You don't want nobody to, think you're cocky, bro. You don't want to face that same rejection again. And I'm like, but if I'm not inspiring, I'm not living. My shadow is holding me back. That one thought process has made me literally accept so much. And even the shadow self applies to so many different things, like your relationships, the way you respond to certain things, like when somebody does something, or like let's say you're dealing with a chick who's really fine, bad. Every time she get cute, you ready to say something to make her not feel as validated. But maybe because last time somebody you was with, whenever they would get cute, they would act funny, they would go out, they would cheat. So now whenever you around pretty woman, you associate that your shadow is like, oh, she about to be on that shit. You better shut that down. So you can't even really embrace it. Even when you're in a relationship with somebody who try to love you. Like the shadow, this all goes hand in hand. And then even when you find somebody you know ain't right for you, your shadow's like, but this is comfy though. This is comfy. Be with that person. Even though you know for a fact that shit was toxic. But y'all had the best sex. Y'all had the best ups and downs, ebbs and flows. Y'all maintained it wasn't challenging. That's a safe place. So you keep finding yourself in the same relationships with the same kind of people because your shadow is compromising your growth, bro. It's a shadow. It's right over you. You know what I'm saying? It's right there. But it's not letting you find change. So that's one thing I learned about the shadow self. And it really, really changed my outlook on a lot of stuff. And I hope that if you could take anything from this that I'm talking about with the shadow self issue is kill your shadow, bro. Look into it more deeply. I used AI and I talked to it for a little bit. I asked, what is the shadow self? Is it real? I broke it down. It's a psychological thing done by psychologists, and I want to say the 1920s. I can't fact check right now because my hands are not so free to like look up stuff. But look it up yourself. It for some reason it really hit me. It really hit me. I don't know about anybody else, but you let me know how you feel about that, right? All right, fam. That's it for today. You got some value from this? Do me a favor, hit the like button, drop a comment below, let me know your thoughts, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next one. Now, if you're rocking with what I'm doing and you want to take it up a notch, I've got something special. Check out the Patreon. The link will be in the description. That's why I drop exclusive content, game, and insights that you won't find anywhere else. I'm talking about the stuff that'll help you level up. And hey, if you're tuning into the podcast, the audio version, make sure you download and leave a review. It really helps more people discover what we're building over here. So I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Make sure you check out the next clip or to watch the full episode somewhere in here. I'm gone. See you in the next one. Peace.